My main focus wasn't really so much really working on 8 times. It was more so swimming races, kind of how I did back when I was swimming my best in 2017, 2018. And a lot of that, it requires me to be out faster. And I pushed races out probably faster than my body could handle where I'm at right now.
Before we dive in, let's talk about a company I love, Swim Outlet, and their new membership program, Swim Outlet Plus. Swimmers go through a lot of suits and gear every year. For that, the Swim Outlet Plus membership was created, and it's a no-brainer. With it, you save on every purchase, earn rewards credits for new purchases, and there are even more perks. It's only $4.99 a year. And if you're a coach and have a team store, every member of your team gets a Swim Outlet Plus membership free. See the link in the description below. Sign up today. Olympic champion Chase Kalisz won both IM events and got second in the 200 fly at the Westmont Pro Swim while tweaking his race strategy. Was he happy with the results?
I'm happy with that so far. I think my fly was out at my 4 IM like 56.2, and then it was my first time getting back under 30 on backstroke split outside of, full rest at the end of the season. So I'm really happy with that. It was 2 IM tonight was really smooth for me. Usually I just struggle through the front half of these IM races and then just kind of pray for breaststroke. But that part will come later in the season for me, so I'm not really too concerned about finding my breaststroke. It usually is always there when I need it, but I'm happy with being able to get out and definitely feeling it. But yeah, so everything so far so good.
Kalisz has been training at ASU a while now, but he's been surrounded by superstars most of his career, notably Michael Phelps. Does Chase feel like a mentor to some of his younger teammates now?
Obviously I was the luckiest kid in the world that I got dropped in with the greatest Olympian of all time at 13 years old, and Bob was my coach. So there was a lot of bouncing ideas off of Michael, and Michael, being in my head with every little thing that I need to do along the way. And I try my best to, mentor the younger guys in our group and help them along. A lot of them have it figured out and don't really need my help, but something that I've enjoyed doing. And if any of them has questions, then, I'm always there for them.
ASU postgrad Drew Kibler had this to say about Chase mentorship in practice.
I've learned how to compete in a lot of different ways. I think that people like Chase have a certain level of poise in the way that they have just executed, or Chase has just executed year in, year out for a long time. And that shows even in practice.
I'm really proud of Drew. You can kind of see his confidence come. His training has improved tremendously throughout the year. And I think one of the biggest things, and he'll tell you it himself, is him getting out faster. And I tell Drew all the time, I go, Drew, if you want to do these 400s and you want to, compete at the top of the level at the 200, you got to be out fast. And when we do these threshold sets, I tell Drew, I was like, dude, I can't be ahead of you on the front part of these color sets. Like, you got to be ahead of me at all the time. And he's really worked on that. And I think his 400 freestyle is evident. I think he was a very similar mindset to me as this meet is focusing on the front half and then, figuring out the rest. But Drew, for his 400 especially, he needed to know what it felt like to get out strong and be out fast. And when I saw him out under world record pace, I was thrilled. He definitely paid for it on the end of it. But the most important thing when you do that is you have a time in your head. You know the feeling, and you can replicate with a time, and you can then go work backwards and adjust. Maybe I was out a little too aggressive, but I know I can drop it back a second. And it's a lot easier thinking in times than thinking in feel, and a lot of that's repetition. So I think that was really important for him, and I'm really happy with the progress he's made.
Chase, as we mentioned, has a long history of training with the best of the best, but there's something different about Bob Bowman's Tempe team. What stands out to Kalisz about training with ASU?
I'm not going to try to explain what Sprint Group does because I don't go over there at all. I wouldn't even dare ask to go over there because I know what my answer would be. But as far as our main group, we've got superstars across the board, and I think this thing that stands out the most, and I've trained in these super groups throughout my whole life. The culture is just phenomenal. We race really hard. Everybody's very close. We all support each other, but we talk a lot of shit, if I'm allowed to say that. And it's fun, I think you were there on that 150 day when we're just screaming across the pool at each other, and I personally love it, and I think those boys are they love it too, and it gets everybody really good. And it's all in good fun. Don't get me wrong. Nothing's malicious, but you know, if you're having a day, you're looking over the lane, you're telling the other person to come get some, and it's every single day. And Bob is so good at just, you know, sitting back and just going, like, just letting the boys go. So, and the girls too. You know, Reagan's obviously swimming phenomenal. Reagan's not much of a talker like that in practice, but I think she enjoys just how much fun we have, and you know, it's all very serious, but it's very, like, it's hard to describe. It's serious, but you know, we're all having just a lot of banter back and forth, and that keeps it light. So, you know, we go to practice every single day knowing we're going to get our ass kicked, but we all know we have each other, and we all know we can lean on each other. So I think that's evident with the success that the college team is having, and they have such a phenomenal culture, one of the best I've ever been around.